Hello everyone, myself Spurti. Today's topic is biomass derived materials for supercapacitors. So, let us start our introduction. A supercapacitor, also called as an ultracapacitor, is a high capacity capacitor with a capacitance value much higher than other capacitors, but with a lower voltage limits that bridges the gap between the electrolytic capacitors and rechargeable batteries. It typically stores 10 to 100 times more energy per unit volume or mass than the electrolytic capacitors. It can accept and deliver charge much faster than batteries and tolerance many more charge and discharge cycles than rechargeable batteries. Supercapacitors are used in applications requiring many rapid charge discharge cycles rather than long-term compact energy storage in automobiles, buses, trains, cranes, and elevators, where they are used for generative braking, short-term energy storage, or a burst mode power delivery. Smaller units are used as a power backup for a static random access memory. Unlike ordinary capacitors, supercapacitors do not use the conventional solid dielectrics, but rather they use the electrostatic double layer capacitance and electrochemical pseudocapacitance, both of which contributes to the total capacitance of a capacitor with a few differences. Electrostatic double layer capacitors EDLC or also called as double layer capacitors uses carbon electrodes or derivatives much higher electrostatic double layer capacitance than an electrochemical pseudocapacitance, achieving a separation of a charge in a Helmholtz double layer at the interface between a surface of a conducting electrode and an electrolyte. The separation of charge is of an order of a few angstroms, that is from zero point 0.3 to zero point 0.8 nanometer, much smaller than in a conventional capacitor. In electrochemical pseudocapacitors are used metal oxides or conductive polymer electrodes with a high amount of an electrochemical pseudocapacitance addition to the double layer capacitance. Pseudocapacitance is achieved by Faradaic electrical charge transfer with a redox reactions, intercalation or electrosorption. Hybrid capacitors such as lithium-ion capacitors use an electrode with a differing characteristics, one exhibiting mostly electrostatic capacitance and other mostly electrochemical capacitors, which is the combine of both double layer capacitors and a pseudo capacitor. Biomass derived materials. Using biomass as a raw material, one can obtain a different types of carbonaceous materials based on a synthesis and processing routes. With all, it is possible to take advantage of biomass and synthesize specific carbonaceous materials such as graphene quantum dots, carbon quantum dots, porous carbons. Among several types of carbonaceous materials used in supercapacitors, activated carbons are the most reported in the literature. Activated carbons are often intrinsically amorphous and have high porosity because of their production process and the treatment. The properties of porous or activated carbons include surface area, pore size distribution, pore structure, chemical polarities, and surface functional groups depending greatly on the raw materials, activating agents, and activation conditions. Unfortunately, presently, the main precursor of commercially activated carbons are fossil fuel based precursors such as petroleum and coal, which requires high cost and are not environmentally friendly. Thus, there is increasing interest in the biomass derived activated carbons due to their low cost, environmental friendliness, availability, renewability, and a high porosity. Biomass precursors such as coffee, endocarpus, rubber wood sawdust, oil palm, empty fruit bunches, firewood, and pistons shells have been converted into the activated carbons via physical activation for supercapacitors. Various biomass precursors such as cherry stone, fish scale, waste paper, water bamboo, flour, yeast cells, fallen leaves, pin core, pig bone, willow catkin, Citellus leaves, waste tea leaves, sunflower seed shell, ginkgo shell, cow dung, skin, silk, human hair, and sewage sludge have been chemically converted into activated carbons for supercapacitors. The procedure for synthesis of a biomass-derived porous carbon. Various synthetic methods have been developed for preparing biomass-derived porous carbon. The carbonization methods such as pyrolysis and hydrothermal carbonization are used earlier to obtain a porous carbon. The pyrolysis is a dry carbonization reaction which usually takes place in an inert atmosphere or low oxygen environment at an elevated temperature condition, that is 300 to 900 degrees Celsius. The main components of biomass are gradually transformed into biochar through a series of reactions such as cross-linking, depolymerization, fragmentation reactions, etc. The performance of a biochar depends on reaction temperature, time, and catalyst. For hydrothermal carbonization, it is carried out in an aqueous environment at an elevated temperature, that is greater than 300 degrees Celsius, and autogenous high pressure. It is chemical process for conversion of biomass to carbonaceous material whose properties are determined by the reaction temperature, time, pressure, and water to biomass ratio. Compared with a pyrolysis reaction, hydrothermal carbonization results in a high biochar yield. However, biochars obtained through the fermentation methods have a low SSA, that is steady state approximation and porosity. Hence, as the most common strategies for increasing the steady state approximation of a carbon material activating, including physical and chemical activation, have been widely used. Some of the biomass used in the synthesis of a biomass derived porous carbon for a supercapacitors are in the group of an woody biomass, the wood residues, willow, olive tree wood, citrus tree wood, and some of the other tree woods, barks, and canon, live oak, polar bark, sawwood, maple tree woods, oak wood, and all these are used. And for the agricultural biomass, alfalfa straw, red canner grass, rice straw, wheat straw, oat straw, coconut shell, walnut shell, coconut husk, etc. are used. In animal and human waste biomass, tea waste, meat bone meal, chicken litter, poultry manure, and feather food waste are used. In industrial waste biomass, the municipal solid waste, sewage sludge, furniture waste, poultry sludge, demolition wood, paper waste are used. These all biomass are used for the synthesis of biomass derived material for the supercapacitor. Here are some of the pictures how the activated carbon and functional carbon are made from the biomass. The first picture shows how the functional carbon is synthesized from the seaweed. Here the seaweed is crushed into powder and it is heated up to 700 degrees Celsius in the presence of argon for 3 hours. giving the carbon after pyrolysis as you can see in the picture. And from the tea waste is carbonized in the presence of argon at 600 degrees Celsius. It gives a carbonized carbon, which it's further treated it with the KOH activation in the presence of argon, and 800 degrees Celsius gives the activated carbon. Some of the porous carbon materials are: first one, cellulose derived porous carbon. According to the origin of cellulose, it can be classified as two types, that is commercial cellulose and a cellulose isolated from lignocellulose, which are used as a precursor for porous carbon. After carbonization of these materials and activation through the physical and chemical process at elevated temperature, we will get porous carbon. Waste paper is also a promising candidate for preparing the porous carbon. Pulp was mixed with the KOH solution and freeze-dried. Then the mixture was calcinated at elevated temperature under an inert atmosphere, which gives the porous carbon. The materials for forming a high porous carbons are monosaccharide, disaccharide, polysaccharides, and bamboo, which are treated with a potassium bicarbonate and calcination, which gives us a high porous carbon. Second one is lignin-derived porous carbon. Recently, the lignin-based porous carbon nanocomposite gradually has attracted much attention because of its excellent electrochemical performance. Physically and chemically activations are the most common strategy to prepare a lignin-based highly porous carbon. Generally, it is quite difficult to isolate the lignin because of the potential oxidation and condensation reaction during the isolation process. Besides the mass production and purity of a lignin isolated to the hydrolysis or solubilization of plant also limit the wide application of lignin-based porous carbon for a supercapacitors. However, series of works have been published and some progress have made to enhance the performance of lignin-derived porous carbon. Surfactant, organic solvents, and silica were added into the mixture of lignin after carbonization and activation by 2 molar NaOH. The carbon film, which is approximately 310 micrometer, was used as an electrode. Because of this hierarchical porous structure and superb electric conductivity, this novel carbon electrode achieved an ultra-high aerial capacitance of 3 Faraday per centimeter square and a high volumetric capacitance of 97.1 Faraday per centimeter cube. High mass loading and excellent electrochemical performance ensures it is a promising candidate for a supercapacitor. The third one, plant tissue derived porous carbon. Natural wood possesses a unique anisotropic structure and plenty of open channel along the growth direction, which facilitates elevating the electrode material tortuosity, promoting the ion transfer and further increasing the rate capacity of the electrode material. A surface modified porous wood carbon material from poplar wood was prepared, and the products achieving a maximum gravimetric and volumetric capacity of 234 F per G and 36 F per centimeter cube respectively. Basswood was carbonized by a multi-step thermo treatment and carbon dioxide activation. The obtained HPC with extremely high mass loaded of an to obtain the high energy density and the power density. Pine cone tree activated carbon was prepared by KOH activation at 800 degrees Celsius and the product shows a CS and energy density of 69 F per G at 0.5 A per G and 24.6 weight hour per kg respectively. Besides, it exhibits excellent voltage stability after holding 110 hours. Woody wastes such as spruce bark, java, kapok tree, plane tree, Melia azabacha, auriculiformis tree bark, ginkgo leaves were developed as a carbon for a fabricating porous carbon whose CS was all better than a commercially activated carbon. Here is a schematic illustration of a hierarchical porous carbon supercapacitors. The untreated natural wood shown in the middle, whereas the natural wood treated with the carbon and carbonizing and activation is shown in the above, and carbonizing and electrode deposition is shown in the below. This shows that the thick electrode, low torsionity, high mass loading, high energy density, environmentally friendly, and biocompatibility of a tissue-derived porous carbon. The advantages and disadvantages of a biomass-based materials are: advantages: the use of a biomass-based material have a great advantages in high surface area and high porosity. By using a different biomass material, different properties can be employed or enhanced in an electrode. They can they are environmentally friendly and low cost. They can be employed in energy storage with a high efficiency. Porous carbons are widely used in the energy storage and conversion field because of their excellent electrical conductivity, high specific surface area, and super electrical stability. Porous carbon have chemically resistance to attack both acid and alkaline electrolyte coupled with a low inert cost. Porous carbon enhances the reaction rate and improves the mass and charge transfer. Disadvantages are: the corrosion of an equipment may occur and there will be a emission of toxic gases and byproduct pollutants during the production. Conclusion: supercapacitors made of a biomass-derived activated carbon have relieved hundreds of an F per G in both aqueous and organic electrolytes. These are the lab-scale technologies. The further development of supercapacitor relies on a low-cost and abundant precursor for carbonaceous electrode materials. Porous carbons derived from a biomass raw material have shown to be one of the best candidates as the electrodes of high-performance supercapacitors. Scientists have been making a tremendous endurance to synthesize advanced carbon materials employing biomass for a wide variety of resources. Nonetheless, other these often lab-scale technologies needs to be scaled up to let everybody enjoy the numerous benefits of a biomass-derived porous carbon. With this, I conclude my presentation. Thank you.